everyone. Sorry, I'm getting very lazy these days. I think I haven't been taking the video in for like 3 days. Sorry about that. So today I would like to talk about the reason why my husband became a house husband. Now in Japan, having a housewife used to be very popular. So we have like the specific roles, such as it's kind of stereotype these days, but such as like men have to earn money and women have to do house stuff. So this is what we used to have in the past, but these days both of them have to work. And in Hong Kong also, it's really common for both of them, like both of the couples have to work. And it is happening that we have more female managers than male managers, because for managers in Hong Kong the more important thing is to communication skills. So in terms of communication skill, the relatively we say that women is better than men. I think that's why we have more female managers. Of course, I didn't see any like statistics, so I couldn't prove it is true. But based on our colleagues in Hong Kong, they say like this. Past video, I talk about why we moved to Hong Kong, right? So first, my husband got job offer and he moved to Hong Kong 3 months earlier than me. And right after, I also got job offer, and I moved to Hong Kong in September, and I joined X company in October. Is anyone have some questions? How about kid? Right, I said I already have one son, and so for my son, because we really didn't think that we could take care of my son in Hong Kong straight away, because both of us had a job and a full time, and I did understand I need time to understand the whole company, like a products and the policy, something like this. So that was one of our problems. We have to sort it out. And luckily, because I used to live with the parents-in-law, like we live all together. So the parents-in-law said they would take care of my son until we have been prepared. So after I moved to Hong Kong in November in 2018, and it's like a 10 months, we live separately with my son. So my father-in-law, mother-in-law took care of my son because of the schools as well. So kindergarten in Hong Kong, it will start from August or September, and he was too young. So if he moved to Hong Kong in 2019 in August, that was the perfect timing, because he could join the kindergarten program, which called the K1 in Hong Kong. So for 10 months, just my husband, myself lived together, and my son was still in Japan. And my husband was working well, but at some point, at some period, the manager has been changed, and then not only my husband, but maybe all of her teams were not good with the new managers. And my husband decided to resign the company in March 2019. It was just 3-4 months before my son came to Hong Kong. So at that moment, we have some discussion how we gonna do. Like my husband will find some job in Hong Kong, or we have discussions. And I was quite doing well at the moment as well with my ex-managers, because I have the good relationship with him. And we also had another option to hire helpers from Philippines, because in Hong Kong, having the helper at home is really common. So we have specific visa for helpers as well. So we also have these options, but to be honest, we were not happy with it because of maybe language problem and also culture difference and the cost as well. So to have the helper in Hong Kong, we have to prepare the rooms for them, and we have to pay for food or something like this. So we just compare like benefits and demerits, and we compare the cost, and our conclusion was my husband became house husband, which was the best for us, and I really can rely on him, and no problem for culture, like no problem for language. I really trust my husband. So my husband really kind, and he accepted this offer. And then also, because at the moment I earn more money than him and like salary, so we decide, like, I think we could live with my salary as well. This is how we decide to make the roles. And then also the most important part is that I am really bad at doing house things. I was horrible housewife if I would be. So my husband already knew that. My mother-in-law knew that I was really bad to stay at home. I really have to work. That's why it's like then it was like a perfect role for us. And of course my husband wanted to work, but also he had the talent to do the house stuff, because my mother-in-law was such a perfect housewife. I really respect her. I really love her cooks. So my mother-in-law taught everything to my husband as well. So we just compare who is the best person to do this, and then we took this role. But in Hong Kong, I think it's not that different, like it's not that special like Japan, right? If I heard some news that if the husband or father took his kids at the midnight on weekdays, I think some of the police may ask them, oh, what is your job? Is it your son? Something like this. But in Hong Kong, we have so many males like this. So it was quite like comfortable and not special at all. This is how we decide to make a role. And also I really hate the idea that like who have to do this role. Like in Japan, like husband have to do work, female have to do house stuff. I really hate it. I always believe that the people who can do can do like this. So I'm really flexible. I really didn't think any uncomfortable things. I really love my husband, and we support with each other to compensate what we cannot do for each other. Then after we took my son to Hong Kong in 2019 August, and my husband was amazing. His performance was so perfect. I was so happy. And then he also found many supermarket, even local market. Like he said, oh, if you want to buy this market is the cheapest, something like this. It's really good. But due to the Hong Kong protest in November, I asked them to go back to Japan temporarily, and I was planning to take them back in Hong Kong in March, but we have to wait until this thing is gone. And then now I lost the job because of the thank you for UK headquarters, and so we are not still sure what we're gonna do, but I think I'm gonna find out any ideas soon. So now my husband is taking care of my son in Japan, but he lived together with parents-in-law as the same as the past. So but in Japan also there are no schools, no kindergarten right now, like not public, right? So he said that every single day he's so exhausted, and then my son is kind of like dinosaurs at home. So I hope we can live together soon, and I hope everything is settled soon, because it's been already 4 months like since I met them the last time. It was in December. So but this is life, and I still thinking this is a really good opportunity to look at our futures and to thank you for them. So I'm still happy and really positive. Like I think I can laugh in the future, like, oh, maybe 2020 in March and April we have this experience, something like this. Today I talk about our roles in my family. Like my husband is the house husband, and then I earn money in the past. I have to find a new job as soon as possible though. Yeah, so I think this is not normal in Japan. It's totally different style. But I'm really comfortable with that. I really appreciate my husband. I really love him, love him and my son as well. If anyone have like struggling with something, I think you can be flexible. You really doesn't have to care about the others too much. Of course we have to, but not too much. You can do whatever you want. You can try whatever you want, and someone will support you. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.